Hey y'all, what's going on? My name is Shaquita, Quita, whatever you would like. Thank you for coming back for another video. And if you're new, welcome aboard, beautiful, or I like to refer to my followers as Queen. If you want to know how to get this nice, beautiful, royal look, then you definitely don't want to miss this tutorial. And if you like what you see, go ahead and click the subscribe button. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next clip. For foundation, I am using my Smashbox Studio Skin 15 Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation in the color 4.4. Applying that with my Morphe 444 brush. This was my first name brand foundation. I steered away from it because, as you can see, it gives me kind of like a reddish tint, but I'm not gonna waste that foundation. I still have it, and I'm just applying 2 coats of that to my face to give me full coverage. I went ahead off camera and applied my black Opal Skin Perfecting Stick Foundation in the shade Truly Topaz. And I haven't been doing the concealer part above my lip and right under my jawbone. And I am just going ahead and just blending that outwardly with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. And it's also damp. I find that I like that because it shears it out, because as you can see, it's a little lighter, but it shears it out as long as it's damp. And now using my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and this is in the shade 35. And this is just to prevent from any creasing. With the same loose finishing powder, I'm using a different shade, which is the shade 40 Dark. And what I am doing is pressing it into the foundation and then blurring or buffering it out. This is just to make sure that it is absorbing into the foundation, give you a matte finish. But if you have dry skin, I wouldn't suggest doing this step. Using my black Radiance True Complexion palette, medium to dark, I am just applying that above that line of demarcation once you press your lips together. Applying that blush and over to the sides of the face. And then I am going to use the Juvia's the Saharan Blush Volume 1 palette and that dark deep purple shade. I'm going to apply that in that line of demarcation just to give some depth to my contour, to give it like a blending technique. And you would think it would come off as purple on your face, but it does not, as long as you're using the black Radiance palette. Just blending out that shade that I was just telling you about. It is the shade Abide, and I'm just blending that out so to blend in with the contour palette by Black Radiance. And see the line of demarcation when you press your lips together, and we're just giving it a nice faded look. Now we're applying our highlight, and I'm using the color Lila, also out of that blush palette by Juvia, and just applying it right there closest to the outer V, and contouring my nose using the shade from the Black Radiance contour palette. And you can skip this step if you're totally comfortable with the shape of your nose. In the Juvia Saharan Blush palette, I'm using another shade out of that blush palette, and it is called Neo. And just blending that in with the contour and also my highlight. That way they all blend together in perfect harmony. And yeah, just applying that highlight right on my nose also. Off camera, I went ahead and applied my, I went ahead and did my eyebrows and primed my eyelids for my eye look. And I did it with my Wet n Wild color cold pencil in the color Simon Brown. And I went ahead and set my lids also with the LA Girl, I'm sorry, with the black Opal foundation stick in the Truly Topaz. And now to set under my eyebrows, I am using the Wet n Wild color icon, and this is the ros'e in the air, and I'm using the shade number 10 to set right underneath my eyebrow bone to give a natural transition, and this is also going to act as my transition. And now I am going into shade number 2 in that palette, and I'm applying that kind of like above the crease and right inside of the crease. And now what I'm doing is just making sure I build up the color to my liking, so you'll see that in the next 2 clips. Going in with another Morphe brush, it's a taper blending brush. I am now applying the shade number 4 out of this palette, which is a nice, like a nice deepened fuchsia color, and I'm just keeping that on the outer V, and still making sure I blend all the colors together seamlessly. You know, different brushes do different things, so therefore, you know, just go back and do what needs to be done to make sure you look good, girl. And now I am applying the color Abide, which was also in the Saharan blush palette. And yes, it is the same shade that I applied to aid as a contour color, and I am applying that now. But as you can see, it looks a little sheer. I'm using a detailed blending brush because I only want that shade to stay in a certain area of the lid. So what I'm doing is I'm going back with level on top of level to kind of like build up that color, but it just wasn't giving me the pigmentation that I needed for this particular look, because I wanted a dramatic look, because I am going on a date celebrating 8 years of marriage with my husband. And off camera, what I did was apply the black Opal foundation stick to cut my crease. And then I went in with a lid brush or a C-shaped brush to apply that color, and it applied a whole lot darker. And going in with shade number 3 in my Wet n Wild palette, and this is kind of like a foiled pink color, I guess you can say, a brownish pink or purple, whatever. And I'm applying that because I'm basically creating a faded or transition from darkest to lightest. And then closest to my tear duct area, I'm applying the shade number 3, which is a foiled like champagne color. And if you want to know what this palette reminds you of, it reminds you of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. And I'm just going back, making sure everything looks good and making sure everything moves with each other perfectly. And just making sure I pile just enough on that shade to prevent from any creasing. Because sometimes if you apply a light layer, it'll crease later on, especially once you open your eyelid. And what I'm doing now is just taking a look at my eye, making sure everything is blended together, no mistakes. And because I wanted to go a little deeper in my outer V, which is the outer parts of my eye, or the outer corner, I went into my Morphe 35W palette, and I'm grabbing their darker shade, which is a black shade, and I'm going to apply that to the outer V just to smoke it out a little bit more and just give it some nice little sexiness. Which is what I'm doing now. And now just making sure that I blend out any edges, making sure that the black isn't, you know, so obvious. You want to make sure you blur your edges out always keep your blending game strong. Just going back with that pink shade again, blurring out that black, that way it makes sense with the rest of the look, and it just smooths it right together. It's okay to go back and forth between brushes until you get the look that you want. That's what they're there for. As tools, instruments to help you get that look that you want. Nothing new, girl. We're still doing the same thing, still blending. I'm a perfectionist, so, you know, it may not take all this for you, but, you know, I like to make sure it looks good up close and far away. So don't mind me. Still blending. Now I am lining my eyes with a small angled brush. And I'm using my inglot gel liner. Y'all, if you like, you know, liquid or gel liners, get you this. It's $17 a jar. But, I mean, come on, they give you a lot of product, and you're going to have it for a while, because you're just using it to line your eyes. It's so pretty, man, and it's so easy to apply, like smooth as butter. And what I did was apply my lashes off camera, use the inglot liner to line my lower lid, and apply that deep fuchsia pink shade to my lower lid also, along with some mascara. Now I am just using, what is it called? My Wet n Wild Megalast liquid matte lipstick. And it's the catsuit one that they came out with. And then on the inward parts of my lips, I'm going to use this brand that I got from Burlington. And it's a cherry tree lipstick, and it's kind of like a fuchsia color, so it's bringing out that shade under my lid, and it just helps bring everything together, and I absolutely love this overall look. And don't forget, you guys, everything will be listed that I use in the description box if I didn't mention it now. And I thank you all so much for taking the time to watching this video. I love you guys. Stay beautiful and sweet.